Hello to you, and thank you so much for coming by. I am definitely noticing a rather large wave of emotions. Um, our president here in the United States is stepping aside, and I just was in a class with none other than Mark Nepo, a webinar, and the facilitator shared the news. And oddly enough, the webinar was about courage. And I just want to acknowledge the courage that that decision took. And I was um, observing rather the the immensity for me of the emotion that came through with that, and I just found it very powerful and very interesting. So thank you so much for being here. And yes, I was on a webinar with Mark Nepo and asked him question, and the conversation was about courage and being authentic in this courage and releasing all these things that prevent us from having the courage to be our true selves, and came all the way around to that's being present or being authentic. And so I brought up the question about worthiness and people pleasing perhaps, and um, how as we grow we don't need a lot of the same coping mechanisms that we used earlier on. As we evolve, we don't have to hold on to a lot of these coping mechanisms. So therefore, it's not even caring about how others what they think. It's about caring how they feel, so we can allow ourselves to transform and grow. And that made a lot of sense to me. And just having the conversation about courage to be our authentic self is when we're our authentic self is truly experiencing being present. So it was just fascinating, and that was a fun conversation today with Mark Nepo that I got to enjoy, and that moment that happened with President Biden stepping down um, came during that webinar. And so there was a lot of interesting conversation about that because the webinar was about courage. So just real emotional here myself. And Mark Nepo, beautiful man. What a beautiful man. This is the first time I've had the experience of being in a webinar of his. And what a beautiful man. What a beautiful person. Our environment, who we choose to be in circle with, is of huge importance. Incredible. The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, New York Times bestselling book, described as having the life you want by being present to the life you have. So I've been putting this music on to help me, us, draw drop in. It certainly helps me do so. And I'm going to soften and open the top of my head. Let that softness slide down my forehead, all my eyes, softening all those little muscles around my eyes. When I get to my cheeks, I realize how much facial expression is hanging on. There's a smile is still hanging on. So I'm relaxing that and then let my neck get long, maybe side to side, but letting these shoulders come down away from the ears, softening back a little bit down, relaxing gently. When I open up that chest, all of a sudden my breath, boom, takes it. When it sees an opening for deeper breath, boom, it's there. And just like that, I am here, not out there. Here to receive the message that we are offered today. Welcome to Zenful Conversations. We are here every single day for these conversations, and I appreciate your this circle of friendship. The message we're offered today is day number 2002, is titled Revealing Who We Are. Revealing who we are. No bird can fly without opening its wing, and no one can love without exposing their heart. It is perhaps the oldest of inner laws, as inescapable as gravity. There is no chance of lifting into any space larger than yourself without revealing the parts you hold closest to your chest. There is no chance of lifting into any space larger than yourself without revealing the parts you hold closest to your chest. Anytime you hesitate revealing who you are, picture yourself as a bird perched on a roof, wings tucked at your sides. To enter a relationship without opening your heart is to jump off that roof without spreading your wings. It is true that baby birds hesitate. It is true that baby birds hesitate the first time out of the nest, but once tasting the air, it is in their nature to open and rise and close and land. This is their life. It is ours too. The paradox, of course, is that we must trust that the power to lift and land for us is in revealing what we hide. Once revealed, these tender things become our wings. Let's take a breath with that. It's just what he was talking about today. Being our authentic self. Whoops. Being our authentic selves. Not hiding. The courage to express who we are on this very vulnerable level. But what he said to me today is to think about how people feel, not what they think. So this vulnerable level is different with that perspective. The paradox, of course, is that we must trust that the power to lift and land for us is in revealing what we hide inside. And once revealed, these tender things become our wings. The meditative exercise that we are offered today asks us to sit outside, sit quietly outside if possible, and watch the birds open, lift, and land. Watch the birds open, lift, and land. Breathe freely. And as the birds take flight, practice opening and resting your heart. These are powerful messages. Thanks for sharing them with us together. Revealing who we are. And gratitude. Thank you for being here. Thanks for sharing in this space. See you tomorrow. Namaste. Namaste.